Today we're going to be looking at gambling, okay? Gambling has ruined many people's lives. I mean, plenty of people have lost their lives to gambling. You know, it's super fun, it's exciting. That's not why people ruin their lives. They don't ruin their lives, okay, because they're gambling for fun. They're betting $5, on whose toddler is the fastest at the playground. Whose dog is going to eat its own poop first at the dog park. Okay, that's just fun gambling. That's, hey, we're having a good time gambling. The real degenerates are people who think they can make sweet money over gambling. This is $1. This is how much money I've made off YouTube to this date if you remove the dollar. Okay? And we're trying to change that. So we've given up on YouTube and we're going to pick up gambling. Okay? Gambling is the future. It's how we're going to make all of our money. So we're going to be watching videos of people who have decided to pick up gambling and, just see how successful they are, because it seems like the obvious way to fill in my financial black hole that is going to CC's every day for all you can eat pizza, because it's amazing.
So how did I get us in over $55,000 worth of credit card debt with my husband having no idea? Hi, my name is Tiffany, and if you're new to our page, my husband and I are on a journey to pay off over $55,000 worth of credit card debt that he knew nothing about until February. Now, my husband has never had anything to do with the finances. He just goes and works, the income comes in, and I pay all the bills. So he has never been involved in any of the finances. So there was really no way.
Why would you ever get involved in a situation where everything you earn, you cannot see where it's going? This is an obvious pitfall. I mean, you're going to this goes back to an old saying, trust but verify. You can trust your wife, but you should still verify that the finances are going well. Also, I don't know how you can be so lazy where you're like, yeah, I just give it to my wife and stuff happens. I don't know when I'm going to retire because, I don't know, she does everything. It's crazy, man. Just like even if she isn't working, okay, and it's all your money or, the income earner's money, you should still be checking what they're doing because, you guys are inevitably linked if you're married. Figure out where the money's going, what's happening. There was a poor story of a guy who I knew. I didn't know him. He was an acquaintance. And he was in a similar situation where he worked, his wife didn't work. He comes home one day and he checks the mail. I guess he didn't even check the mail. I guess he didn't do anything with the household because he should have realized something was going on. But he checks the mail and they're about to be foreclosed on. So obviously he brings it to his wife and he goes, hey, what's going on with the finances? I thought we were fine on all this. And she goes, actually I want a divorce. And apparently she'd been taking all his money, spoiling some other guy, and was living an affair the whole time. So my man lost his house, was pretty much put in debt from my understanding of $30,000, $40,000. Loses his house, $30,000 to $40,000 in debt, and was single. And he looked like his life was stolen from him, because it was. So guys, always double check on your finances. Always double check, boys. It's your money. Even if it's not your money, double check. I mean, you got to make sure people are doing the smart thing.
Way for him to know. He has never even used a credit card. So this is how I got us to this point. First off, I was addicted to online gambling, so that's where a lot of the credit card debt came from. Now, when I wasn't able to use the credit cards to online gamble, I would take money out of our checking account that was actually supposed to go to bills, and then I would charge the bills on the credit cards, and then I wouldn't have the money from the account to pay off the credit card. So it just snowballed. Also, a little over $10,000, I had to have corrective eye surgery and cataract surgery in December. Now, he knew about that. He knew how much it was going to be, but he had no idea that I was putting it on credit cards. He thought that I was, paying it out of our savings account or something like that. He had no idea that it was going on credit cards. So that's how we...
So she's $55,000 in debt. It seems like only $10,000 from a medical surgery, maybe 11, 12, based on interest rate. But then she's $45,000 from gambling on credit cards. What? Gambling is how you make money. Obviously she just stopped too early. This woman is a couple bets away from paying off her credit cards. What is she doing? Just put it all on black. and don't worry about it. Like, what? She's not gambling right, guys. She's just not doing it right. You just have to, like, gamble more.
Did was I gave my pal a couple of £100 to put in his Coro account because I had no money in the bank. So I drove over, gave me money, and I built it up to
Oh my God, I know this is...
£1,000, which at time.
Oh my God, I know this is English, but I can't understand any of this. Sorry, boys. Sorry, you little Brits. You know, we're not doing any British content today. Not if you're speaking like that. It's a little too much for the old American.
Probably the worst one.
Oh no, it won't go away. It won't go away.
I'm a 75-year-old senior with a 68-year-old wife. And I found a month and a half ago that I was 50.
I like how he had to add that it was a 68-year-old wife. He's like, I'm 75, but she's a bit younger than me. It's no big deal.
$53,000 in debt on credit cards. I thought I was debt-free for quite a while now. And I come to find out that there was money being put against the credit cards from casinos mostly for the last 5 years. Anyway, right now I'm lined up to borrow $80,000 at the credit union at 6.625%, 30-year amortization, but it's a balloon payment. And the reason I went with that is because I can pay different amounts at different times because I make $30,000 to $50,000 extra approximately every year over our retirement. Our retirement income is $57.35 a month.
Holy! So this woman took out a ton of money in credit cards at the casino, but I mean, she's just doing it, guys. Come on, gambling. You gotta make money gambling. Okay, that's what we're here to do. Okay, this lady obviously went to the casino, ate a bunch of buffets, right? Watched a ton of shows, but she wasn't gambling. I mean, we need to hit the poker tables, slot machines, you know, get the ROI, guys. What is she doing? What is she doing? And this old man didn't even know. Once again, trust but verify. I feel like when you get married, you should have to get like one of those credit watching apps. And you got to put your wife or your husband, right, whoever your spouse is, on there to make sure they're not doing crazy stuff. Because like I said, if you're going to go to the casinos, we got to be making money. We got to be gambling. Gambling is how we get out of debt, guys, not how we get in debt. I mean, we keep seeing the same story here, and I don't, you know, these guys are not doing it the right way.
So when's the last time you've been to the casino?
3 weeks ago.
And when's the next time you're
Let's
going
go.
to the casino?
Like, I'll leave here and go to the Friday.
No.
Yes,
You're
yes.
coming from this show and going to the casino.
But it was, so I didn't.
Well, how much
know-
did you lose last time you went to the casino?
I don't. Okay, so my budget for the casino.
Budget? You have debt.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, then
But-
why the f are you going after you coming out of here? It's not a joke.
Well, wait. So it was already planned.
I don't care. You haven't spent. Have you? Everything's. The rooms are free, right?
Yes,
So you
the
haven't
rooms are
booked.
Well,
You
yeah.
won't lose money by going away.
No, I can't cancel.
Why?
They'll charge me.
Okay, then get charged. You're probably gonna save more.
No, I only spent
Okay, how much did you spend last time at the casino?
$1,000. It's not a lot.
What are you talking about? It's not a lot. $1,000 is a lot of money.
Well, no, I don't think so because
What?
I see people like at the.
I don't give a what other people do.
Well,
What?
at the roulette table, they're.
Well, who
like
cares what
thousands
other
of
people are
dollars.
doing?
Oh my gosh, she is $216,000 in debt. Addicted to the casino. And she's like, oh, $1,000 isn't a big deal. Obviously, she needs that money. Because once again, we're addicted to the casino. She's getting free rooms. I like that. Remember? We got to put all of our money into gambling so we can make more money. And she seems to be losing about $1,000. Yeah, maybe gambling isn't the way to make tons of money. But I see, I see all these guys online making tons of money. So why is everybody losing money? I don't understand. Maybe they're just doing it wrong.
I'm out of money. What I'm gonna do to solve my financial problems is I think I'm just gonna go ahead and sell my car and put it on black.
This is what I'm talking about.
3K on black! Here's my car! Here's my car! Give me black! Give me black! Oh my god, I'm...
That's how you gamble, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Sell your car, put it all 50-50, okay? Put it all in the great Lord's hands, and you're going to get some money. I mean, the industry, casinos are constantly losing money. It's why they have to be competitive and give you free money to gamble. Because, these are institutions that are built to help you out. I mean, think about Vegas was a desert, right? And then they've given out so much money. There's like a thriving city there, just leeching money from these casinos. Like, you got to get your hands on that. You have to get your hands on that. Let's find someone else who's doing really well here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is my first TikTok on this account. It's one of the saddest days of my life. I just lost $15,000 on a sports bet. I just feel hopeless. I know I still have money, but the pain.
Exactly. He still has money, and he learned a valuable lesson, okay? He bet on one team, but see, what he didn't think about doing was betting on the other team, okay? We don't want to listen to this guy. He makes bad bets. We only listen to winners here, okay? Because remember, you're one bet away from getting all your money back.
Give him his money back. Get that money back.
This is one way of getting your money back.
Another one. Run it up, run it up.
And
yeah, he going nuts.
Ooh, he about to snap.
oh, he going back. Oh, he going back. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Smart decisions here, okay? Because think about it. So he is getting his money back for sure. I mean, that machine, if he hits it enough times, he's going to get his money back. And he might spend some time in prison working on some strategies, okay? There's nothing better than a jail reset to get your gambling strategy back in line. Because obviously, probably didn't do that well today, okay? Casinos are giving out money. He's not getting any money. It's time to go back to the drawing board, okay? Trying to go back to prison cell 8 and figure out what you need to do to get that money out. Smart decision by him.
Hi guys, my name's Harry. I'm a gambling addict in recovery. I'm 25 years old. I've been an addict since I was 18. I started out when I was 17 going to the pub, as Rebecca said, after starting my apprenticeship. And
started his apprenticeship at 17 and was already at the pub at 17? What? Australia is a crazy place, man.
The pub and just with the older boys and playing pokies, only small bets, which then the day I turned 18 I downloaded my first online bookmaker and I was offered a deposit match on the first one I got. Within a month or so I was hooked. I was losing everything I was earning. I've lost over $400,000 in the last 7 years due to my addiction, and I've probably been offered, I don't know, over $100,000 in deposit matches and bonus bets. I've withdrawn $10,000 of my super when the super thing came out because I didn't think I'd have a future. I had a $17,000 loan for a ute that I had, which I sold, and I spent a lot on the horses in one day. I've owed money on that loan for the last 5 years, constantly going on to default, not paying it back, spending all the money on the.
So this guy's 25,000. Sorry. So this guy's 25 years old, and he owes, or has lost, probably the equivalent of $400,000. If he would have put this money into an investment account, probably $600,000 in like opportunity cost he's lost at 25. Probably swimming in debt that he'll never get out of. But he just picked the wrong numbers. If he just keeps gambling, he's going to get out of it. The sad part is gambling is quite an epidemic currently. A lot of younger people just don't want to work. They don't want to work because they feel like whatever jobs are available to them aren't going to provide the lifestyle they want. I feel like gambling is like hope to hopeless people. They like the excitement of it. It's obviously addictive, but there's also the concept that, like, you know, if I'm a good gambler, I don't really have to work anymore. I can just make money like a genie. And unfortunately, that's not real life. If you could do that, and if you talk to any gamblers who are successful, right, the casinos will ban you. And if they don't ban you, they'll limit your bets to like $5. You cannot do this profitably unless you're like, you know, LeBron James. In the meantime, you're going to like lose all your money. And LeBron James actually doesn't make money gambling. What I'm saying is, like, you have to be the best of the best. You have to dedicate your whole life to it. And most likely you won't be successful. And you're going to essentially pick up an addiction and lose everything chasing losses. I'm going to pull up a little factoid here, okay, that might shock some people's minds. This is how much money, okay, was made in the U.S., okay, in gambling alone in February of 2025. Around $6 billion you guys are losing. $6 billion. And you're like, oh, that's not me. That's not me. Every time I go to the casino, I make money, man. No. You are losing money. You just don't like to focus on the losses, okay? Gambling is not a way to success. And even sometimes the way you guys are investing in stocks, like, this is not the way. Gambling is a plague. Do I think it should be illegal? No. You should be able to gamble. I like to gamble on sports sometimes. I'll put $5 on UFC fights every now and then. Maybe like, it is pretty low though. I probably bet maybe 5 times a month, but it is fun. It's exciting. You know, that little $5 makes it all worth it. But some people think they can make a career out of this. Okay? And just know the casino's whole career is to take your money, and they're very good at it. Okay? Hopefully some of these stories showed you guys how silly betting is. But I'm going to leave off on one more, okay?
I'll never gamble on sports again. I'm Rob, and I'm a recovering gambling addict. I grew up watching Phillies games, Sixers games, and Eagles games, always surrounded by sports, no matter what event it was. I mean, look at me. This haircut's probably Dylan Sprouse's fault. But so when I turned 18 and I found out about daily fantasy sports, I was hooked. I mean, you're telling me I could make money watching the sports that I'm already watching and know so much about just by knowing about them? It sounds too good to be true, because it was too good to be true. I developed a crippling gambling addiction from when I was 18 until I was 24 and finally got myself clean. I thought that if I just...
And the real problem is, the whole time this guy was doing this, I'm sure all his friends knew him as the guy who gambled. And he was like, yeah, I'm making money. Because these people never admit that they're losing money. And then that's how other people get involved in it. And it spreads like a disease.
I just keep practicing, studying, and learning, using control, learning the lines, using bankroll management, that I would figure it all out and make money gambling. But the truth is, you cannot predict what's going to happen in a game that has nothing to do with yourself. It's out of your control. Now, we're going to get a lot of people who are offended by what I had to say just then, and that's okay. You will lose money if you keep gambling. You don't have to take my word for it. You can find out on your own.
That is the key. Don't trust me. If you want to figure out how good gambling is for your financial future, just keep doing it. See what happens. It's not going to work out. But honestly, put it all on black, dude. You're just one bet away, dude. You're going to make it. You're right there. All right, guys. Like and subscribe. Remember, if you're going to gamble, just never stop. I mean, all you have to do is buy lottery tickets at the very end of your debt cycle there. And, you know, all it takes is one lottery ticket, and you're back up, baby. Never quit.